Hey, what's up everyone? Yeah, I know I've been pretty behind on movie reviews and game reviews and so forth, but not to worry, there's plenty of game reviews, especially with, well, a specific holiday coming right around the corner. Halloween Horror Fest. And anyway, I just want to get a movie review out of the way of one that obviously I just saw recently, Kubo and the Two Strings. Why, you may ask, I'm reviewing this animated movie? Well, obviously, you know, it's received nothing but critical acclaim, even though I was a little iffy on this one, but seeing that it was obviously the same studio that did a lot of other great animated films like Paranorman, Coraline, and Box Trolls, and so forth, so I anticipated this movie, even though, well, it wasn't obviously on my list for this year, but after watching the trailers, it looked pretty interesting, even though I knew nothing about this whole story or what it was based on, and went to see it, and yeah, it was really good, I'm not gonna lie. First off, the animation, as you can guess, it was, like I said, made by the same studio that did the other still animation movies like Coraline and Paranorman and so forth. It was not directed by the same director, Henry Selick, who did Coraline and Nightmare Before Christmas, so don't be confused by the fact that even though it's a still animation movie, but first thing I will take note of is the animation. It is really fantastic in this movie. Even though it's still animation, but that's to be expected, seeing that that's what it is. It's obviously about a boy who, you know, has one eye missing after his grandfather and obviously two evil aunts, or, well, are pretty much still after him, and his mother is obviously distant from them, and is pretty much going on her own path to try to protect him and make sure he doesn't lose the other eye, so kind of a weird title, though, The Two Strings, I guess, because, yeah, he has, like, a special ability as well as his mother does. And, yeah, he makes things fly with paper, and, yeah, it does seem like it's more for show, but if you watch the movie, it does actually show that the powers have more to it than just for show. Obviously, his two evil aunts, which are, I guess, witches, I assume, and they look like pretty generic, like witches, and, yeah, obviously they're after him, and they're not going to stop, by all means, ever on giving up trying to get the other eye. Not to give too much away, it's a pretty good adventure, and obviously if you've seen in the trailer, obviously the little monkey statue thing that he has comes to life as his monk, well, not to give too much away, it comes to life, but I'm not going to give too much away background-wise on who the monkey is, and obviously there's a guy who's half human, half insect. Not too many voice actors I'm familiar with in this movie, except for the one who plays the part human, part bug guy, who is voiced by Matthew McConaughey, and he's done some pretty good movies. As you know, the critically acclaimed film that, well, I critically acclaimed, Interstellar and Tropic Thunder and so forth, so yeah, most of these other voice actors I don't really know too much about, but don't let that get you down. I mean, I don't go for the films for actors or voice actors and so forth. I go for the film itself, and this one is certainly no exception. It has, as I said, beautiful animation. It is just gorgeous every second. So, and it's a great adventure. It's got a little Indiana Jones thrown in there as well with the whole, like, skeleton thing, you know, trying to get this unbreakable sword, and I mean, it's just fantastic. And it's got some humor thrown in there as well. So it's definitely an enjoyable adventure film, and though parents be cautioned, it might be a little bit scary for kids. It's not like the studios hasn't done anything that could be scary. I mean, correct, they did Paranorman, they did Coraline, and those films can be kind of scary for kids too as well, especially towards the end when he meets up with the grandfather, not to give too much away, but I'm sorry I spoiled too much. But, yeah, you probably should have read in the comments box. It's hard to resist, but this film is certainly great. So, looks like, yeah, looks like the Oscars are definitely going to give this one, obviously, probably a nomination. But otherwise, definitely go see it, even if you know nothing about the plot and are iffy like I was. My final verdict, rockin' Wii Remote, Wii Motion Plus up, and a plain Wii Remote up. Hope that's not too harsh on this film. It's great. Trust me. So, till next time, keep watching.